Well, welcome everybody to the no. Welcome to the fucking bad boy fucking podcast. Here we go. Welcome everybody to Where'd All My Friends Go, a podcast about life in the music industry. Today we have our dear friend Taylor Eby. I pronounced that right, correct? Is it Eby or is it Eby?
It's a hard E.
It is a hard E?
Eby.
I was curious. Eby.
Yeah.
Eby. Well, so he's not that dear of a friend, clearly, or maybe I'm just a dumbass. That's probably the one. Let's be honest. But as always, we got our boy Pat. Pat, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing, buddy?
You're doing better than me because I just mispronounced our guest's last name, so
it's okay. I safely sat over here silent. So
were you at just like
the safe route? I was just like, you stupid.
Because I've only ever read it, right? Like I've never heard anybody pronounce it.
Right. No, it's all good. Yeah. I've had to deal with that issue all of my life. I've had teachers call me Taylor Eby for a whole semester before. So
okay, well the Tyler, there's literally an A, but you know what? We're gonna go ahead and ignore that for some fucking reason.
Right.
I mean, I have a Polish last name. It's Tarnowski, so I definitely know your pain.
Yeah.
I can't have a telemarketer call me and even just fake it.
Right.
Like you've obvious. I mean, Tarnowski. It's literally spelt with 3 separate words. Like all you got to do is just like read it all together.
It's not that hard.
It's basic grammar.
Right.
Well, that said, to everybody, Taylor Eby is formerly of Handguns, and he's also started a new project, which is called BST Management. But before we get into that, Taylor, I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Hey, I'm Taylor.
Taylor.
Yeah. As far as Handguns goes, I've been playing in Handguns, I guess, about 10 or 11 years now. So over a decade. With BST right now, it's kind of slowed down because life kind of got my way. I have a second child on the way, and we just closed on a house.
Congratulations.
So, congrats.
Thank you. But yeah, BST basically, helping smaller artists kind of achieve their dreams without sounding super corny, but
sure.
While also, I guess, shining a light on what it is that, as you said earlier, what it is that it takes to kind of get to that next step. And, there's a lot of sacrifices you have to make in order to kind of get there. Mm-hmm. Obviously with the pandemic and everything, touring's been it's been really shot right now. Yeah. But I think it's been a good time for our artists and bands to really hone in on their craft and create some really, really good music.
Wow. That's awesome. And, I think Pat and I can really relate onto that because, man, when you find somebody in the music industry that has a heart for helping others and everyone out there says, "Oh, we'd love to help."
Right.
Everyone out there says, we'd love your project. We'd love to support.
Right.
But you have to apply that 5 or 10% rule, right? 10% of everybody who says they're going to will, and then 5% out of that 10% is actually going to do something about it other than liking the social media. You know what I mean? Like, so you get 1,000 people watching, maybe 100. And then out of that 100, maybe 50. And that's like good numbers,
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So it's always encouraging to find somebody else who shares that passion, shares that heart, that drive, and that mission.
Sure.
But is doing it in a way that fosters actual success and actual tangible, concrete steps. And that's one of the reasons why we wanted to have you on this podcast. We mentioned that you were in Handguns. So since forming Handguns in 2008, how much time passed before you guys formed and before you were on what you'd consider your first big tour?
So that's got to dive deep here. So Handguns was formed.
We try to dive deep.
Yeah, I like it. Handguns was actually formed by our guitar player, Jake Langley, in 2008. There were like 2 singers before I even became an official singer of the band. And I think my first tour with Handguns, I believe, was a winter tour in 2009. We toured right after Christmas. It was a 2-week tour. And after that is when I like officially joined Handguns. I think, early on, one of the bigger tours we did was the Wonder Years had just put the Upsides out, or it was
Great
right
album.
before. Yeah, absolutely. Right before they put it out, it was the Wonder Years, Man Overboard, pre-Real Talk, and it was supposed to be a band from the UK called All or Nothing. They were supposed to be on the tour, but then something happened and that fell through. They couldn't do the tour, so we were asked to open for that. That it was an East Coast run, and that was probably the first like big legitimate tour we ever did.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's a way to get a foot in the door. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy too. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. The more you talk, the better the podcast actually is. The less we speak, the more listeners we'll have. It's that easy.
Right on. Yeah, let me know if I sound like redundant as shit because I tend to ramble. But
no, it's good.
Yeah, it was just it brought up a story in my head where, and this was again before I was even in Handguns. I think it was 2008, and the Wonder Years were on tour with Man Overboard, and I was living in Baltimore at the time. I was still in high school. And they were supposed to play like this Christian community center, but for some reason, Man Overboard couldn't play because they had the Defend Pop Punk logo. So they didn't want, them to play there because of the AK on the
AK.
shirt.
Oh,
yeah.
Gosh, of course.
So my dad plays guitar, and he has like his hippie friends, come over in the garage and jam out and all this stuff. And I was like, well, hey, my dad's got a jam spot that that you guys can play. And this was MySpace days. So the Wonder Years had posted a bulletin. Yeah. They're like, hey, a show fell through, yada, yada, yada. And I think I reached out to them and I was like, hey, you can play here. I hadn't told my dad or my parents at all. And they didn't realize what was going on until I was like rearranging everything in the garage. And then the next thing you know, like 60 people were in the garage, and my dad and my stepmom that night had like dinner plans that they had to cancel. So they could like, chaperone the show, but they were stoked. Like my parents were stoked. Like, yeah, everybody was super nice. And the only thing we really had to clean up was cigarette butts in the morning in the driveway.
That's awesome.
You got some pretty great parents there.
No, yeah, for real. Yeah. That's so cool. And dude, that actually reminds me, like, so my parents have, my parents have had bands like come through our house, like,
right.
Like a lot, because my older brother has been in like 7 different bands.
Oh, wow.
I've been in like 3. And we had a big house. We had a big house with a big basement, so that's where we rehearsed all the time. Yeah. So my parents spent probably the better half of like 10 years just listening to shitty bands play or practice in the basement, and then like we'd be like, "Oh, let's have an acoustic house show," and they're like, "All right, like we trust you." Like that's right.
I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
But like that's just also back when like. And I don't mean to sound like derogatory when I say this, but back when like Christian bands were like really cool, like, like that was the cool thing to be in like a Christian punk rock band or a pop punk band or whatever.
Right.
And so like
Christian metalcore was where it was at,
Christian metalcore, dude. I wish I hosted a Christian metalcore like show. That would have been sick. But like, so we had a bunch of like people just like show up, and it was all like, usually straight edge. And then like you'd have people with, To Write Love on our arms, just like coming with their bracelets and whatever. And we're just like, This is dope. This is dope. I dig this. My parents were always like really cool about it.
That's awesome.
Now I talk to them now. They're like, we will never, ever have another drum set in this house.
Right.
We will never have any more guests ever. We've done it. It's over.
It's so funny.
If I see one more I Heart Boobies bracelet, I swear.
Oh, man. Classic.
Well, with that said, and like even now, like we have tools like Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. Like MySpace was one of the OGs for like for one of those tools, and that really helped.
MySpace was king, man.
Dude, it was
real.
And like I don't know, man. Like nothing currently that I know of has been able to top that, and it's top that community. Yeah, for sure. But like one of the things that was able to do is, as Taylor had mentioned, is like get a bunch of like people who are interested switch venues so quick that like you had 60 people like last minute. You know how hard it is nowadays to get 60 people with like 3 months prep time to a show?
It was crazy too, because this was when Absolute Punk was still a thing, and my address was plastered all over Absolute. Well, not my address, my parents' address. It was plastered all over Absolute Punk. I'm like, oh shit! Like,
oh god, I got to figure that one out.
Yeah. So
we moved on to PO boxes.
I think Bear Boy needs to make a show hack for that.
I really should. Okay, that's gonna go on my next TikTok.
How to get your parents' address off of Absolute Punk.
First off, don't fucking put it on there in the fucking first place. You're about to get an ass whooping. All right. Because there's no segue from Bear Boy to this next question, I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, I love it.
What were some of your first concrete steps you took to achieve your goals with Handguns?
I mean, I really, me personally, like, I didn't set the bar very high for myself. All I wanted to do was to get in a van and go play shows and make it out to California and, put out some records. And, I didn't set expectations very high for myself. So, I mean, as far as like concrete goals, I think honestly just doing it. Basically what happened was I was in another band pre-Handguns, and I met Jake because we would play shows together, throughout PA and like Maryland. And he was like, hey, I have this tour booked. The previous singer couldn't do it. And he was like, do you want to do it? I was like, yeah, like, let's go. And
yeah.
Which, by the way, are you still in PA?
No, I'm actually in Richmond, Virginia.
Oh,
yeah.
Richmond's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. It's just got a great music scene here too, and everything.
You ever heard of the Camel?
Yeah.
I got to play the Camel once. That place was pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, it's crazy. My personal life's a little wild and kind of sporadic. I was born in Baltimore, and then I've kind of been back and forth through Richmond and Baltimore throughout basically all of my life.
Yeah, forever.
Sure.
But yeah, the Camel's great. My friend's band End It. They're a hardcore band from Baltimore. They played here a couple of weeks ago.
Sick.
But yeah, the Richmond's great. I love it. And
I'll hit you up next time I'm in Virginia, which will probably be in November, actually.
Hell yeah, let's kick it,
dude. Like dead ass. Let's go.
I'm down.
Pat, why don't you take the next question, because I just like steamrolled this whole podcast.
It's all good. It's all good.
Bad.
Realistically, I just love listening to your voice. I'm just happy to be here.
Well, I'm glad I could fucking help.
Oh, thanks there, bad boy. So Taylor, what are some of the most memorable experiences you've had while being in Handguns?
I mean, first couple of things that come to mind. I mean, obviously getting to play a full run of Warped Tour 2 times was, a huge achievement for me.
Mm-hmm.
And
especially now that it's no longer here too.
Right. Yeah. And, getting to, tour overseas. I mean, I had some crazy memories from that. It's like,
yeah. Did you ever think you'd get there? Like, I mean, like there's the dream, but did you ever like just take a second when you're like there, just like, because touring is so hectic, you wake up in the morning, you got to drive so far, like, you make your McDonald's loves quick trip,
right.
Like stop every once in a while, you pee and you fucking piss it.
Right,
like
right.
You got to get your Arizona, like big ass jug that's your bathroom. Because we ain't making another stop. Then you get to the show, you unload, you take 30 minutes to yourself. Like, have you ever just like, were you able to just take a step back and just go, holy shit, I'm in the UK right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think I had maybe, a second to kind of take that all in. But I think afterwards is when I was kind of really able to kind of take that all in, because like you said, it's just being on tour, like in a full-time touring band, you don't really have time to kind of take it all in, because you're on a tight schedule. You got to make load in on time. You got to set time. You got to, if you're a bigger band, you got VIP meet and greets to do and yada, yada, yada. It's not
that's always like an hour and a half before the show, which means you have to get there like at least 2.5, 3 hours before load in, you know what I mean? Like,
and then you just have, you know, the worst part about touring, in my opinion, is just waiting to play. Like headlining was great, but at the end of the day, I'd rather almost open the show because that's why I'm there. I want to go play. Like, I don't want to sit around and, you know, twiddle my thumbs in a green room and scroll social media all
sure.
night.
And Pat and I have talked about that. Is like, it's like being in a band, like in a professional, actual, like working band, is like 5% music and 95% everything else it takes to play that 45-minute set. Like, it's insane. It's ridiculous. But like, you get on there and you play and it's worth every fucking minute. But still, some people don't realize how like in depth this shit actually is. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
And how boring it can be.
Oh Lord. Dude. Well, let me tell you what. So, like, I know you can't see it, but sitting here is my like in your monitor rack for my band, right?
Right.
And we got some shows coming up in October, and I'm looking at it like, do I remember how to route this?
Oh,
it's
man.
It's been 2 years since we've played a show since COVID hit. And I'm like, are my tracks right? Like, do I have to go remix everything? Did I save everything?
Right.
It's ridiculous.
I'm just happy I remember how to play guitar at this point.
Oh, Lord in heaven. Isn't that the freaking truth? But you know what? So like, you know, I listen to Handguns. I listen to Handguns like a lot. So it was really, really fun for me to when Pat told me like, hey, we got Taylor Eby, because I read it as Ebby, so you know, it's probably a different person. It was really cool for me because I remember back when, you know, being even like 20 years old, me and my best friend hanging out, just discovering Painted Portrait. Or no, that's not the title of the song. I can't think of the title of the song, but fuck it. It's like the one where it's like, if I want to fly, I'm going to fly. Fuck the Air Force Academy.
Self-portrait.
Self-portrait. Thank you.
Yeah. All good. Yeah.
I'm just in here like, I remember discovering that going, this shit slaps. Like, it's so good. And then, having you on here, I was like, this is awesome. It's kind of like surreal for me. But at the same time, you've lived it since 2008. You know what I mean? So one of the things that we wanted to do is not make sure this podcast isn't just about handguns, because we also noticed that you started BST management. Yeah. And we, you know, as much as it is like kicking a dead horse when it's down, you know, let's move forward. Let's talk about BST. Like, how did you guys get your start with that? Now, we found out that your wife had actually designed the logo for it. So we were able to figure that out through, I think it was like Instagram or something. So that in itself is pretty amazing. But can you tell us more about like what your company actually does? Yeah,
I mean, like I said, as of right now, it's really kind of slow, and I kind of had to put a pause on it. Like I said, we have a daughter due in December. We just closed on a house. I'm starting a new full-time job, which is like my day-to-day thing. But you know, I think it was 2019. I kind of had a hunch. I was like, I feel like, you know, this goes back to people saying, you know, oh, I want to help, and then don't actually do shit.
Yeah, right.
No, I really do. In general, just have a knack for helping people, or so I'd like to think. And, you know, I think I have something to offer knowledge wise. And, you know, I see a lot of these younger bands kind of seeking out, advice, and I just felt like I could be somebody that kind of I guess helps out in a way, and like I said, kind of get them to the next step and give them that little push that they need. I'm not the, you know, at the beginning I didn't really want to call it like a management thing. I just the term manager to me kind of, you know, being a musician is kind of like icky. It's kind of, but it was easier to say, I guess. It's like, but yeah, I just wanted to help young bands kind of get to that next step and give them a push. You know, that's really it. And
what does BST stand for?
Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And the reason I wanted to kind of call it that is just the understanding of putting actual work into it. It is your,
so that's what it takes.
Exactly. If you want to do it like for real, you got to put your blood, sweat, and tears and time and effort into it. It's not like, hey, I go and pay a producer to, you know, write a major pop song and then do nothing with it. Sometimes that works. That's not the path that I think is the most genuine path. But you know, everybody's got different palettes. Everybody's got different goals. But I tend to, I guess, seek out the ones who are actually passionate about what they're doing and want to, you know, like I said, put their blood, sweat, and tears into it.
Yeah. And one of the cool reasons, or not reasons, I should say, one of the cool things that we get to experience by having this podcast and talking to different guests almost every week is we have begun to discover that there is never just one way of, you know, quote unquote, making it, right? There's never one way. Now, you know, because we've talked about it even on the podcast before. Like, we know people who did the touring route where they just toured, and then got discovered. We know people who never played a show in their life and just focused all their time, effort, and money into online marketing. And then that's what picked it up. Now we were having people on TikTok who just create viral videos, and then record labels. Like, I have a friend who works out in Nashville right now. She's she's an intern for a company. She's like, literally, she calls me up. She's like, yeah, dude, like, I hate to break it to you, but people aren't signing anybody unless you're viral on TikTok right now. And I'm like, that's insane. Like, it's insane. Like, and that's not all true. Like, that's that company that she's worked for. Like, she's like, yeah, they're not even looking at anybody for TikToks, nothing, you know? And I'm just like, that's so crazy. That's like saying, you know, hey, your MySpace isn't doing well enough, so fuck you. Okay.
I really like your music, but your MySpace sucks, bro.
Yeah. But at the same time, hiring BST, hiring you isn't going to get me where I want to be. What's going to happen is you're going to push me to give my blood, sweat, and tears. Because there's nothing that, like, I mean, how do I say this? There's nothing you can do for me if I'm not willing to put in the work myself.
Right, exactly.
Like, you can put the people in front of me. Like, you can get me the showcase. You can get me the email, the contact information. You can do whatever. But at the end of the day, I got to fucking put my work into it. And if I don't, then 100%. It's not worth anything.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
You're right though. Like, as an artist, like, sometimes like management is just like an icky word sometimes. It's hard.
Well, it is hard because you always have that concern of they're either not going to do anything for me or they just want my money, or it's always that big concern.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, this sounds like a great place to take a break. We'll be right back with our next segment with Taylor Eby. Well, everyone, it's official. We launched our website as of this week, and we are so happy that it is out to you. You guys can find all of our about sections. You can find some of the bands that we feature. You can find our podcast, our playlist, and most importantly, or if not, maybe not most importantly, but you can also find a link to our merch store. Every purchase that you guys make helps go back into the podcast, helps go back into Unsigned Pop Punk. So yeah, you can find our website at unsignedpoppunk.com. Thanks again for listening. And we're back. Taylor, are you ready for our next segment?
Yeah.
All right. The segment is called Obscure Question Segment. All right.
God. All
now,
right.
we did a deep dive. It doesn't have to be too long, and if you get uncomfortable, that's totally fine.
Oh no.
Just bite down on this. I'm coming in dry. All right. So here it goes. COVID's been like absolute shit, and everyone's had a lot more free time on their hands than a lot of us people who work hard know how to deal with. With that said, what got you into binging Carpetbagger, Packing Mr. Morrow, and why are you so obsessed with their Disney World vlogs?
Oh God. Oh no. Man. Woo!
We live for that reaction. I just want to let you know.
Oh, all right. So the vlogging thing, I honestly don't know how I got on. I think so. Lauren, my wife and I, we're both really into Halloween, and like we try to go to all the haunts and everything. So obviously with COVID last year, like there weren't a lot of haunts and stuff to do.
Right.
Like somehow I stumbled upon like walkthroughs of haunts through YouTube, and then it led me down this list of vloggers, and now that's like almost all I watch. I hate to admit it.
That's awesome, though.
We've been there, man.
Everybody's got their things there, you know?
Something about it makes me feel good. I don't know why.
Dude, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. Like,
oh man,
I get it, man. Like, I'm the same way. Like, but like, see, mine are weird. Like, I'll like all of a sudden like have like a 2000s kick, and I'm like, I really want to watch old Rhett and Link music videos, and then I'll like just do that, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get started on Good Mythical Morning again. Now I'm on that, and then I'm on like At First We Feast, like with Hot Ones, and then I'm like watching the Burger Show, and I'm like, I could like sit in this chair for literal hours and not give a shit. So like, no judgment here, but
I feel you. I like watching like Matt Stoney and other like professional eaters. I love seeing how much they can eat.
I like watching professional eaters, but I can't handle the chewing in my mouth, like in my ear. And like I just hearing like a bunch of. I'm like,
depending who it is and how they're chewing, kind of makes me hungry.
That's fair. Honestly, that's fair. All right. Next question. Like you had talked about earlier, just in the last question about how you were super into haunts and Halloween decorations and all that. With that said, what made you so competitive with your neighbors about like how your Halloween decorations are set up versus theirs, and what are you going to do this year to make sure you blow them out of the water?
We as soon as I saw our neighbor's first Halloween decoration up, I told Lauren, my wife, I was like, honey, we gotta like, let's go. And I don't know what made me so competitive. I think it's just my natural personality. I don't know. We're like I said, we're big Halloween people. We just went to Busch Gardens for Hallow Scream last night.
Awesome. That's right. Busch Gardens is in Virginia, isn't it?
Yeah, Williamsburg. There's also one in Tampa, but yeah.
Fuck Tampa.
Fuck Tampa. Fuck them. Funny story about Tampa. We were on tour one time, and one of our guys in the van decided to flip somebody that cut us off, flip him the bird, and the guy in the other car pulled a gun out at us.
Oh, shit.
Oh, well, there you go.
Fucking
Welcome to Tampa.
Yeah,
right. When you're here, you're enemies.
Yeah, that's right.
when you're
Apparently.
All right, man. Well, you did it. You passed that obscure question segment. How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel like now I can tell y'all anything.
Good. Look, here's the thing. Pat and I get it, right? You've done probably a million different podcasts, done a different interviews. I got to read some of your AP interviews. I thought that was pretty freaking cool. So, like, what's the point of coming on another podcast to just like fucking talk about, oh, we released our next song or last song in 20 whatever. Okay, we get it. Like, honestly, we get it.
Right.
Let's not do that. And let's fuck with your head a little bit, because
I like it, dude. I like it, honestly.
That's kind of just how we roll here, man. Awesome. All right, we're gonna take a break, and we'll come right back with our last segment.
Wow.
Hey everyone, this is Bear, just reminding you to make sure that you follow us on all of our social media and follow the playlist at Unsigned Pop Punk Playlist on Spotify. Guys, we have some of the best local bands and local talent across the U.S., and we're even branching out into some cool new countries. So make sure you give that a follow, because you won't want to miss it. Thanks.
So welcome back. I'm glad that you stayed past that commercial, because you never know. We're going to move on to our last segment here. This is rapid fire questions. It's pretty simple. We're just going to ask you about 7 to 10 questions. I don't have the exact number.
Okay.
You're just no thinking. You're just going to answer for whatever the first response is. It's nothing crazy. It's definitely not as obscure as the ones before. It's just questions our audience demands answers to.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Pizza or tacos?
Pizza.
Saved by the Bell or Boy Meets World?
Boy Meets World, 100%.
Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter?
Mortal Kombat.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs. All day. Dogs.
Pudding or Jello?
Pudding.
Are you a day or night person?
A little bit of both.
Last question. Fall Out Boy or My Chemical Romance?
Early Fall Out Boy.
Fair. That's a fair answer. And that
seems to be pretty average.
Yeah. It's either early Fallout Boy.
It's never Fallout Boy. It's always early Fallout Boy.
It's not full discography. It's not the full catalog,
Yeah.
Which this isn't a podcast to shit about, to shit on Fallout Boy, but at the same time, it's never ever been Fallout Boy and their entire discography.
And to be fair, I didn't do that. I didn't make that decision for them.
No.
They did that on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Rapid fire.
Exactly. You got to shoot from the hip. You got to answer with the gut.
Right.
Most of my answer with my gut is I'm fucking hungry, feed me. And I'm yeah, that sounds right.
Oh, that's where I'm at. And talking about pizza or tacos makes me want a pizza right
dude.
Now.
Okay. So so I kind of been, okay. Hold on. Let me recollect myself. Okay. So we've had this question, pizza or tacos, for a hot second. And it's a solid question, but I want to go further. Taylor, tell me about one of the best pizza, because you chose pizza. So tell me about one of the best pizza joints in or around Richmond.
One that just closed down was called Any Slice, and it was really good. It was New York style pizza. That was our go-to, and unfortunately they went out of business. I guess they might have been understaffed or something due to COVID. But I will say I'm not pizza's not my favorite food. My favorite food's chicken wings.
There you go.
I'm not
right. I mean, there was only pizza or tacos. We didn't put or chicken wings.
Right.
Tell me about your favorite food, man.
Or chicken wings.
Tell me about the life that Taylor Eby has had as a chicken wing connoisseur.
I've been eating chicken wings since I was 2 years old. I'm not even bullshitting with that. I'm obsessed. We're actually after we wrap this up, I'm making wings and we're watching the Ravens game tonight. So
I'm gonna buy a red eye ticket because I'm coming over there. Hey, how's your fantasy football league doing?
I don't do fantasy. I'm not I like football. I support my team, which is the Ravens, and that's I watch any game and then with them, and then I watch the Super Bowl. But as far as fantasy football is concerned, I don't really do that stuff.
Neither do I.
No, I hope for nothing but the best for your Baltimore Ravens, because I just, once again watched my Vikings lose by 1 fucking point for the second week in a row. So
yeah, and that Ravens game last week was brutal, man.
Well, at least it wasn't the opening week for the Packers, because
yeah.
Yeah. That sucked. It really, yeah. And by the time this episode comes out, either we're doing really well or we lost Aaron Rodgers. Either way, we're doing something.
We'll find out.
But it's okay. So instead of pizza, then tell me your the best wing spot where you are. Where would you go for wings right now?
Honestly though, the Richmond, the area is cool. I want to know where's the best chicken you've had.
Chicken wings or just chicken?
Whatever chicken wings. If that's your jam.
Whatever.
Where's the best anywhere?
Yeah.
So one that really sticks out to me. All right, I got two. So they're both kind of different styles, but because there's different styles of chicken wings and you can really break it down. But I'll give you two examples. First one is a place called Monero in Charleston, South Carolina. They do these charcoal slow roasted chicken wings that they bathe in Valentina hot sauce, and then they come out. They toss them in front of you at the table, and it's honestly the most tender chicken wing I've ever eaten in my life, dude. I'm not even bullshitting. And then for a classic chicken wing, this place I think it's called the Hanover Grill in Carlisle, PA. That's, it's just a good classic chicken wing. You don't have to be the person that asks hey, can you get these extra crispy? They'll come out, perfectly crispy and the right ratio of sauce and everything. So
that's sick.
Bear's just sweating right now. Sweating.
I love chicken wings, man.
Hell yeah.
Oh, dude.
Man, we just went to B-Dubs
we literally
yesterday.
we literally did our last podcast yesterday at a B-Dubs. I brought my laptop, a little interface, an SM58, and then a couple pairs of headphones, and that's how we did our podcast. I was eating wings and fries, and holy shit, was it good. But you had me when you said that they soak their wings in Valentina hot sauce, because
It's insane.
Hold up. Where is it at? Okay. So
you have it in.
I
in the
I haven't
studio?
taken it out of my backpack literally till just now because I'm a lazy fuck. Pat just gave me this hot sauce. It's called Mule Sauce by Sticker Mule. And it's fucking fantastic. It's like a sweet chili hot sauce. Oh man, it's so good. But like Valentina, my mouth is literally watering. Valentina hot sauce is some of the best hot sauce because it's good. Thick. It's got that kick, but it's also a little smoky. Yeah. It's a little smoky, and you can get them in the biggest, like the big bottles, and like, holy crap, dude! When I tell you, my cholesterol went through the fucking roof. Oh my god!
So you like hot sauce? Then I'm assuming are you a hot sauce kind of guy?
I love hot sauce, but I'm not I don't think I'd consider myself like a hot sauce guy. Sure. I'm more of a, like I said, chicken wing guy, but
Careful, because we're about to turn into like hot ones real quick.
Right. But I will say I do love hot sauce. And like I said, I'll venture out. But yeah, I'm more of a chicken guy than hot sauce. But
for sure,
Valentina is great. Have you had like the extra hot Valentina?
Yes,
with like the black label.
Yeah, I keep the bottles because they look cool.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So okay, what kind of sauces? Because I'm a sauce guy. Like it doesn't have to be hot sauce. Doesn't have to be like it could be whatever. So what sauces are you putting on, or are you dipping your wings into?
Valentina.
Just Valentina. So like no honey mustard, no like barbecue, no Asian type chili,
ranch, blue cheese, or anything.
So I as far as condiments in general go, I'm like a very picky eater. Like I don't even like ketchup. Like the smell of it alone makes me gag. But
fair enough.
Like if I make my own buffalo sauce, I usually go for Frank's and put a little bit of butter in it. And some vinegar.
Yep.
But yeah, ever since I had those wings in Charleston, I do chicken wings. I let them marinate overnight pretty much. And then I'll either cook them on the grill or I'll bake them, for about an hour in the oven. And then I toss them a little more again and it's fucking banging.
That sounds banging as hell, dude. So like, I'll hit you up next time we're in Virginia, and
hell yeah,
we'll all go get some wings. Like,
I'm getting hungry myself now,
dude.
I wish I could have wings now. Like, I might have to opt out of the pizza and order some wings,
dude.
What? I got a question.
Yeah.
If we're on the topic of food and pizza, and Lauren and I, my wife, we swear by Pizza Hut. What do you guys think is like the top tier basic?
So
the top tier cardboard pizza?
Yeah.
So first off, you're wrong about Pizza Hut. Like
no one out pizzas the Hut, dude.
Dude, everyone out pizzas the Hut.
I used to work for Pizza Hut.
It is not hard to out Hut the Pizza Hut. Pizza Hutting them.
Well, what do you think there instead of just chatting and just spitting words?
So if we're talking, I've done some research. If we're talking just like straight up, like which is the best fast food pizza, right? The one that you can just order from an app or a mobile phone or like whatever the fuck. Pizza Hut for me is like on the bottom tier. Like, and then it goes Domino's. Domino's isn't too far ahead, but it's still better. Unless you're talking about like a stuffed crust pizza, then Pizza Hut goes right above Domino's. Okay.
Yeah, stuffed crust is
there's something about it because you can just like douse that shit in marinara sauce and you're good to go. Okay. Right. But then you also have I would take like Papa Murphy's, even though it's not like a cooked pizza. I will take a take and bake back first, like because over all of that. But
that's my bottom tier.
In Wisconsin and maybe Minnesota, we have a place called Topper's Pizza.
Yep, we got that.
Topper's Pizza is some of the best fast food, like best chain pizza there is in the Midwest, like Wisconsin and Minnesota, because they can put like literally anything on your pizza. Like I ordered a fucking tailgater pizza. It's like sausage and cheese curds and shit. Like
Jesus.
Yeah. So you can get a mac and cheese pizza from Topper's.
Yep. You can also get a mac and cheese, a buffalo chicken mac and cheese pizza.
Yep.
You can get a Korean barbecue pizza. And like, they also have like Man, why aren't they sponsoring us? Holy shit. They do like topper sticks.
We'll like, email them later.
We'll email them this episode and be like, yo, we had Taylor Eby of Handguns. And if you don't know who that is, you can go fuck yourself. But we just had him for the podcast and talked about your pizza and how it's better
toppers.
Yeah. I will literally name this. I don't even care. I'll name this episode Toppers. Like, let's go. Like, just give me a free pizza coupon. Let's do it. But yeah, dude, like it's so good. But like at the same time, like I'm a type of guy who enjoys hole in the wall restaurants, man. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
You walk, like you look at it, you're like, this place is closed down. You walk in, and this is the best food you've ever eaten in your life.
Yeah,
like,
that's yep.
It's some of the best shit. And you've been on tour. You've seen all of these holes in the walls, and you're like, I'm gonna try it out. I'm either gonna die today, or I'm gonna be the happiest person I've ever been. Right. And 9 times out of 10, it's the fucking bomb.
Yeah.
So I just want to throw this one out there because it hasn't been brought up yet, and I do think it's a good tier. No one's talking about Little Caesars yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so where are we at with Little Caesars?
I'm gonna put in my list like Little Caesars kind of at the bottom. One of the reasons being I've eaten so much fucking Little Caesars on tour.
Yeah,
like I'm okay with never eating it again. But I will say, for the sake of convenience, it's a great price for the product.
For sure. I think I'd share that like Semitism with you. Like I'd share that. Like, but for me, I would actually put Little Caesars, probably specifically because I've had it so many times, right underneath Pizza Hut. Absolutely.
So, yeah. But here's the thing, though. Have either of you had the Little Caesars stuffed crust, though?
No. See, I've only ever done their $5 hot and ready shit. I've never ordered their premium pizzas.
They up here in Duluth for a while, they had it. It was like $6. It was $1 more than the regular. And I'm telling you, it does rival the Hut.
All right.
The Hut's stuffed crust.
I mean, like I'm not opposed to eating pizza, so let's go.
It is so full of cheese. It's wild. Man.
So Pat, what's your number one then?
I'd have to say probably Toppers.
Okay.
Granted, realistically, my family orders Domino's probably more than any other food, just period. But
so
does
that mean we can all agree that Papa John's fucking sucks?
Oh, dude, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Like the redeeming quality is the fact that they give like pepperoncinos on there, but like I'll just go buy a fucking like can of that. Like it's okay. Like it's like
good. It's good. I mean, it's good.
Like Papa John's gives me the meat sweats, even if I order a vegetarian. You know what I mean? Like that's how it's bad. my thing and my issue with Papa Murphy's isn't that it's even probably a bad pizza, but I got food poisoning from them once. Oh yeah.
And so they, no matter what, are at my bottom.
Dude,
just
I'm
because
like
it's like I can't eat it. I just can't eat it anymore.
I'm legit like that with Arby's. Every time I've eaten at Arby's, I got food poisoning. Now I won't eat at Arby's again.
My wife loves Arby's. She loves Arby's.
Like,
she's the
it
only
looks pretty all right.
I've ever met that loves Arby's.
Dude, I can slam 2 of their like gyros. I love the fact that I can get €2 for the price of like a normal gyro.
Yeah. Well, so it's pretty like shit euros though, right?
Are you aware that there's a sandwich called the Meat Mountain at Arby's?
Yeah. you know that just like hearing that gives me meat sweats, right? Like just hearing that, like I have diabetes just listening to you say it.
Have you climbed that mountain yet, Taylor?
No, I only found out about it recently because somebody told me about it. He's like, yeah, you know, my dad owns a construction business and he's got a bunch of, blue collar folk out there.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, yeah, man, you ever try the Meat Mountain at Arby's?
You ever had that damn there Meat Mountain, man?
Yeah. He's like, what the fuck? I was like, what the hell are you talking about? He goes, yeah, they put every meat they have on a sandwich. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
That's just like, I don't know. That's like pure necessity. That has nothing to do with palate. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
No.
Yeah. And I mean, that's not for taste. That's for that's challenge.
Yeah.
If you can
or just straight up sustenance. Like I have to eat something and I'm only going to eat once a day and it's the Meat Mountain.
And I could eat, I could probably go for that. Depends on how much cheese they're throwing on that because, all that meat, it gonna get dry.
Oh, hell yeah.
Y'all should do a segment where you pick out one insane item from any like fast food place and try it out and review it.
Yo, maybe that's what we should do on our Twitch.
Well, we did talk. We actually had talked about one of the things we wanted to do is just do food challenges against each other.
That would be amazing
for like kind of like fundraisers.
It would be.
Stuff.
The
like,
problem with that is though, like
I'm gonna dominate
I
him.
would get even more fat. Like, I eat out of boredom, but like if you give me a challenge that involves eating, I won't stop eating. It's a problem.
Yeah.
It's so bad. I could throw on a whole season of Parks and Rec, eat a pizza through every single episode and not realize I've eaten all that much until I turn the TV off. Then I'm like, fucked.
Right.
I did an M&M's challenge with my wife. She said she could eat more M&M's than me. I bought, gosh, what was it? 2 of those giant family size bags.
Oh God.
And we filmed it and we like counted it all out. I mean, I wrecked her for sure.
Did you eat the whole bag?
Annihilation.
I did want to die though. I wanted to throw up like the entire rest of the night. And I didn't even eat that much, but my jaw hurt. Like,
oh yeah.
Like, I mean, that many M&Ms, like I've seen, once again, I like to watch that people eat shit on YouTube, but I watched Matt Stoney do an M&M challenge and he didn't even fucking chew them. He just swallowed them like pills. And I was just like, oh Lord, I can't do that.
Like, you watch that guy's Shoe Nice or whatever?
I haven't, no.
Oh man, you got to look up Shoe Nice.
I don't know, man. Right. At the moment, like we as a society, we move past chewing. I clock out. You know what I mean? Like, just there it is. Like, I don't know, man. I enjoy my food. I enjoy eating my food. Like, oh, dude, I'm just gonna swallow some M&Ms. Like, fucking what? I gotta take my morning meds.
He got through a lot of them M&Ms, I'll tell you. But I'll bet you if he was just shaking his belly and stuff, you just hear click, 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 click.
It's just rattling.
He's like a fucking maraca,
Oh my God. That's funny. That also reminds me of a time too. We were on tour with Forever Came Calling. And
sick.
We did a McDonald's chicken nugget.
Wait, did you guys do a split with them?
Yeah, back in 2011. Yeah,
I remember that. I did my research.
Yeah,
fuck yeah.
Hey, we brought it back to the podcast topics.
Dude, we could. I don't even give a shit. All of this is staying in for 2 reasons. 1, my editing job is gonna be so much easier, and 2, I enjoy this shit. Like, this is good. I love food, dude. I'm gonna eat food listening to this shit. I'm probably gonna be choking on it right now.
Okay, but we actually did cut you off. What were you doing? You were eating some French fries and what? No.
Oh no! It was a McDonald's chicken nugget challenge where between bands we were trying to see how many chicken nuggets somebody could eat. And I think
between bands, like all the contestants everyone gets
If I remember correctly, and granted, I'm sure there was a little bit of alcohol involved.
I mean, naturally.
I want to say it was like head to head, and I don't.
It was a team challenge.
I wouldn't necessarily say it was a whole team challenge, but
someone still had to drive that night, right?
Just all of you just doing your best.
Yeah, but I know somebody. I can't remember who it was. I think that they maxed out at like 60 chicken nuggets.
That's so many chicken nuggets.
So many. Like individual.
Yeah.
Like one person did it?
Yes.
Yoink.
They ate so many chicken nuggets, pooping eggs the next day.
Ugh.
Good Lord.
Well, if it's McDonald's, we know there ain't no egg in that shit.
All right, man. Well, this has been an absolute fucking blast. I don't want to take up any more of your time because we could literally go for fucking hours with this shit. But, dude, like, all kidding aside, like, you're fucking dope. Like, I like it. You're cool, and I like it. Like, hell yeah.
I'm glad you think so. You guys are a lot of fun. I appreciate y'all having me on. This was great. And
well, I mean, like, if you ever want to come back, as I say, if you ever want to come back, we will gladly have you.
Make it happen.
So I did have one question here.
Okay.
With regards to Handguns, are you guys still going to be making music in the future, or
yeah, absolutely
still touring? Okay, so we're still going to see more from Handguns, yeah?
Yeah, it's just right now that at this point in everybody's lives, we have, we're kind of at that stage where we're having kids, we're buying houses.
Sure.
It's not going to be as
crazy as it used to.
As crazy as it used to be, just it's impossible to really fit it into our schedules, but there's definitely going to be, new music coming out, one-off shows, maybe a couple weekenders here and there. And we'll take it as it comes.
As it comes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well,
That's
dude, if you're ever up into either of our neck of the woods, we got Pat over in Duluth. You got me over in Madison, Wisconsin. If you guys are ever up in our neck of the woods, literally reach out to us. We got a place. We'll give you a place to stay. We'll feed you some fucking chicken wings. We'll do some contests. With alcohol is more than allowed. Like we'll make it happen for you. And then vice versa. I'll hit you up next time I'm in Virginia, and then you point me because I'm actually coming either in November or December.
Let me know. We'll go get some barbecue,
dude. I'm like dead ass. If you're dead ass, I'm dead ass.
Let's do it.
But do you know? Okay, so Lynchburg, Virginia is about what, like 2 hours from you?
Oh shit, I have no idea.
Maybe it's the college. It's the college town. You've heard of it, like Lynchburg?
Yeah, I know of Lynchburg. I just the geography of everything outside of Richmond. I'm kind of like, what?
There's a dope metalcore band out there called Two Sides of Me, and we'll be playing their like return show. And man, there's a really cool scene out there. It's kind of like everybody who says they're gonna do shit for you, like listen to your shit, like they're all there, like they're all at the show. Like it's so cool.
The only time I've ever played in Virginia, I played in Lynchburg, and it's that's the way it was. It was
it's so sick.
Awesome.
So
very memorable.
Randomly, my tiny ass band had like 500 people show up to a show.
Oh wow,
just chilling with these dudes. So we had a blast, and we're gonna go back. And so if I will pick you up. I don't give a shit. Like we'll go to the chicken wings. We'll check out a dope ass local show. And or barbecue even. You said barbecue. I want to say some of that Virginia barbecue, because don't you guys have the white sauce?
We do have it down here, but
it's at the Carolinas.
Alabama is like known for the white sauce, but I've been to some places around here that do white sauce.
Bam. You know how I know that?
How?
YouTube vlogging, man. Don't even feel bad about it, dude. I know that from Rhett and Link's barbecue song. I love Rhett and Link, man. It's so good. And I will continue to do it. And I will I hold my fist up to you, sir, in solidarity. Like we're fine, man. Like we're good.
Fuck yeah. Love it.
All right, man. But before you go, tell us where we can find you on social media, like BST management. Tell us if there's anything cool happening with Handguns. Just go ahead and promote your material, and then we'll let you go.
Yeah, like I said, BST right now is kind of on pause, but there are a lot of cool bands that I was helping out, like Cleveland Avenue, Neverland, Paco is Desperate, Stage Bombs. Definitely check those bands out and give them a listen. And then as far as Handguns goes, we're gonna, I'm sure we'll be playing some one-offs in the future and pushing out some new music here, hopefully within the next year or so.
Hell yeah, dude! Well, we can't wait. We're stoked. All right, man. With that said, thanks so much for coming to a podcast. This is the podcast, Where Did All My Friends Go? A podcast about life in the music industry. This has been Taylor Eby. We've had a blast. Pat, I love you. Taylor, I love your food choices. And with all of that said, let's go fucking eat some hot sauce. Am I right?
Yeah, just eat the hot sauce.
Nothing else.
Hold up.
I'm gonna boof it.
Oh shit! Is he gonna drink it? You gonna drink that?
I'm not gonna drink it. It's just a.
Okay. He ate it. Just ate put a little mule sauce on the
do a dab.
Nice.
Dab. All right, guys. We'll catch you next episode.
Hell yeah.